So in our last class, we looked at how to navigate through to our Excel and how to start our Excel. And then from there, we looked at once we start our Excel, what's the startup page, what it looks like. And then I mentioned something about that this is our workbook. So in this class, we'll be taking it a little further. So before we start swimming in everything we have on the interface right now, I will just allow us to understand some basic parts of Excel. So Excel as a whole, this is called an Excel, as a whole like this, is called an Excel workbook. It is called an Excel workbook. So what we always call Excel file, it is actually an Excel workbook. So, but then some people call it Excel sheet. However, it is not Excel sheet. So this is where sheet comes in. In a workbook, we can have different sheets. Currently, we are on sheet 1. And then you can have another sheet. 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 You can keep having sheets. So you have your Excel worksheet with the plural X inside an Excel workbook. You have your Excel worksheet inside an Excel workbook. So we have it coming from the workbook as the big book, just like your 60 leaves book or your 20 leaves book that has different sheets in it. Then we have worksheets that has different worksheets in it. So that you are tearing a sheet out does not mean that the whole workbook is useless. So and then sheets can be fast. We have 80 leaves, we have 80 sheet books, we have 60 sheet book, we have 40, we have 20 and the likes. So that's that. So you can also rename your Excel sheet. Yeah, you can also rename your Excel sheet with focus on this. So for this, you can rename it to whatever you want. Whether you want, you can say worksheet 1, if you like. But then let's say you are dealing with sales or anything, and then let's say this is your introduction page. Let's say you are dealing with maybe something like sales, and you are saying that this is your inventory, and let's say this is your sales sheet, and then let's say this is your profit calculation sheet. So you can keep having as many sheets as you want. It's just simple. Just double click on this guy. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to double click, right click on it and then click on rename. It is still performing the same function. So just right click on it. If you want to delete it, you can delete it. If you want to insert a new sheet in between it, you can do that. If you want to apply, protect it to apply password on your sheet, you can input it. But then, we want to keep this as basic and as simple as possible for your daily use. So this is how your worksheets looks like, and this is basically how you can navigate from each of your worksheets. So let's say you want to move this from here, just hold your left click and then drag it to wherever you want to move it to, and that's it. It is moved. So if you want to move it, that's it. It is moved. Just hold your left click, just hold your left click and then drag it. That's all. So we said we have our sheets, and then we have our sheets, and then we have our workbook, and then we have our sheets. I'm trying to look for the page. So this is it. So from there, from the whole workbook to your sheet, then under your sheet, we have what we call our rows and columns. Your rows and your columns. You have your rows and your columns. So by your rows, these are your rows. And if you notice, your rows are numbered in numerical figures. We have them to be in numbers. They are integers. And we have over a million, about 1.048 million rows on Excel. Yeah, this is it. 1048576. Yeah, this is it. This is the last guy. This is the last row. So your Excel can accommodate over a million data sets or rows per each of the sheets. So that's that. Then your column This is not the correct spelling for column. Okay, your column. So you have your column in alphabet. You have your columns in alphabet, and this is how your columns look like. Your columns, if I'm not mistaken, you have over 13,000 columns that this guy can actually house. You have over 13,000 columns. If I'm not mistaken, you can confirm that on your Google, through a Google search also. So we have over 13,000 columns that this guy can house. And we can see that it is always an alphabet. It stops from A to Z, then picks from A, B again to AZ again, then BA to BZ again, up to this point. So that's about that. See you in the next class.